It's like a duck clapping.
A E, a double R-I, a B-L-E, and a space O. R-I-G-A-M-I. What's that spell?
Terrible origami.
Amazing.
Home with $1 Million Frog.
Sponsored. The show that you're listening to now.
Totes Recall.
Ooh, welcome to TotesRecall.com.
Oh, what?
The website where
No!
No, it's a
We are
podcast.
a audio scape of magic and thoughts.
All right, the podcast where we talk about movies we don't remember very well, watch that movie, then eat pizza.
Oh, no.
And
Salad.
No, stop. Just
Dressed
get to the
salad.
part.
well, dressed is eater's choice.
Eater's choice.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
not really.
I think
They
we
already
just-
dress it?
we put the dressing on, and then we mix it up, and then you serve yourself.
Sure.
Like,
Oh, you guys have been dressing the salad every time?
I just want to say, I truly believe that 50% of people who start listening to this podcast turn it off immediately when we start talking about pizza and
Fine.
salad.
That's probably a pretty good rate for podcasts generally.
That is true. Actually, 50% holdover from the first 2 minutes. We're doing great.
I
Yeah.
don't know. If I listen to a podcast and they were just talking about pizza and salad, I'd be into it.
Great.
I'd be like, I want to hang out with these people and listen to every single episode of their show.
Oh, wow. I wonder if what happens after they're done watching the movie.
Oh, we talk about again the movie that we recalled in the first half.
Oh, I get the name now.
Yep, me too.
My name is Dan.
Molly?
I'm also Dan.
Beth.
And this is our holiday episode.
Oh!
Happy holiday.
Ring, ding, ding, ring, ding, 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 ding.
Ho, ho, ho. Hey!
That was the drummer boy
Oh,
at the end.
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
that was
I
good.
thought.
And our movie
That was
is Love, actually.
Is that how it's punctuated?
Okay.
Love, actually.
It's.
I believe it's love, comma,
Yes,
actually.
correct.
I believe that is our first.
Punctuation.
How is it
I
punctuated?
want to get my one piece of information in here immediately.
Just
So I
slide
don't
it in.
remember very much. Hugh Grant is in this.
I agree.
I'm pretty sure that's true.
Like, literally every British actor that isn't involved in Doctor Who is in this movie.
Oh.
So I get
There might be some crossover.
Actually, there is probably definitely crossover.
I want to we should run down the cast because it's a all-star cast.
Okay.
But who believes they remember this movie the worst? Because maybe Molly's just done it.
I keep confusing this with Home for the not Home for the Holidays. The one with Cameron Diaz, which is with a British actress.
Oh,
Sliding Doors?
the Holiday.
No, the Holiday.
Right?
Yeah, the Holiday.
And
I keep
then-
thinking of that one.
I don't know that movie.
That is one where the Hollywood machine broke down just briefly enough where some producer allowed Jack Black to be a romantic lead.
Oh yeah,
He was
he's
that
so
in
good
Shallow
that.
In
Hal
the
as
holiday?
well.
Yeah. But I mean, like, he's presented as, like, this is the man she should end up with.
Oh,
Instead of just being like, he's wacky and weird. Like, ooh, ew.
the Money Machine
Yeah.
computer. They're
Like-
churned it and were like,
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz, Jack Black.
Well, he gets together. No, he gets together with the other
Kate
one.
Winslet.
Sure.
At any rate, that's a different
Not that
movie.
movie. This is
So it's
different.
not that movie.
Nope.
So what I remember about this movie is there's a lot of storylines.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the
And-
Pulp Fiction of romance movies.
It is, right?
Yeah, except it goes in sequential time. It's
Right, I
not
don't
like...
think the time jumps around.
So
It's not like Hugh Grant looks out a window
Oh.
and we see the third act of someone else's story happening.
Does someone get trapped in an elevator except they call it a lift?
I mean,
That's a really good guess.
that's happened in England.
And they've definitely called elevators lifts.
I feel like that was one of them.
Sure.
Okay.
I feel like that was a storyline.
I feel like we might
It's
be
just
out of
the
four-way time for this.
storyline is that they get trapped in an elevator and then fall in love.
Yeah.
Everyone gets trapped on an elevator?
No, it's just one of
Oh.
the many Pulp Fiction.
Lift, actually.
It's like
Lift.
probably two people who like live down the hall from each other and kind of like each other.
In
And
No,
different
they're
then
kind of
flats.
mad at each other at the beginning.
Oh, and then
Just-
they have to like solve their problems before the elevator can move.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the lift.
God. So, did you just summarize the movie?
I mean, that's what I remember.
Hugh Grant is in it, and someone gets stuck in the lift.
Yes.
Okay, I think you win
I mean,
because I know that
Oh,
the dude from Die Hard is in
hell
it.
yeah.
what?
The-
Alan Rickman?
Alan Rickman
Oh,
is
yeah.
in it, and his partner is Emma.
Nope.
Nope.
No, not Watson.
Emma shit.
Emma
Would,
shit.
no,
Emma-
she was Emma, the famous one.
The one-
Thompson.
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 Yeah.
Right?
Emma Thompson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And your love story doesn't go well.
Things are a little tense with them.
I don't remember if they get divorced or if they make up or
Wait, there are some things that end poorly in
I
this
think
movie?
most of them end super great.
Yeah,
But
right?
I feel like Alan Rickman's story is more just like, well, maybe this is for the best. Like, it still ends like semi-positive, but I
like,
don't think it ends with them like embracing me like, everything's fine again.
Oh, it's a conscious decoupling.
I think so.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
wasn't
No.
he...
speaking of sliding doors.
Isn't Alan Rickman like banging his secretary or something?
Oh.
Oh,
What?
This
Isn't-
sounds like a good movie.
Isn't that his storyline? Where
I
he's
don't
like,
know.
he's at least like tempted by a younger woman or something.
Oh, that seems right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's one plot line where it's like an American
Oh.
and they're at a bar or pub,
There's a guy
and
that,
then he has to chase her to the airport or something.
there's a young
for
guy
sure an airport
going to
scene.
America.
Okay,
I don't.
Oh.
and then she stops him at the airport.
Yeah, there's a
Keira
guy
Knightley?
and he goes to
No, that's a different one.
Wisconsin
Yes.
because that's where all the hot chicks are.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Where those hot ladies are.
And then one of the hot Wisconsin chicks
Has
is
a friend.
in like 24 or something.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
It
Alicia
doesn't matter.
Cuthbert.
Cuthbert? Yeah.
Wow.
Kuth? Is it Kuth or Cuth?
No, her name is Elizabeth. What is her name?
Who?
Elizabeth Cuthbert.
No, I thought it was Alicia. Or Liza?
It doesn't
Alicia.
matter. Elijah.
Anyway.
Eliza
It's
Doolittle.
spelled Elijah Doolittle. Yeah.
Dushku?
My
Oh,
lady.
it's all in England.
Yes.
But no, I remember that now. They're on the plane. He's very excited, but it all works out for him. Spoiler.
Well, he's
alert.
just gonna bang Scotties.
he's just like the character actor who's just like, I'm going to Scottyland to get them chicks, and his friend is like, oh, I'm sad or something, right?
But wasn't the thing like they're like, you're British, you can get any American girl you want because
Yeah.
you have an accent.
But I feel like he is the one who's like, everything's going to work out. This is awesome. But his friend is like the actual protagonist of that storyline because he's like, I'm bummed out about something. There's like 20 stories in this movie.
Yeah.
Can we name one character?
We did, Alan Rickman.
Like a name
What?
of a character?
Yeah, just a name.
Prime Minister
Pete?
something.
Pete?
Is that Hugh Grant? Did you just make up Pete?
Yeah, but probably Peter. I was trying to think of an English sounding name.
Oh,
Peter's
Stephen.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. There's someone named
You're
Steven.
going to shake your head at
Christopher?
Peter, but like you're
Reginald.
on board with Steven?
Okay, I bet that there is Steven in this movie. There are no Peters in this movie.
Nice.
Ooh,
I'm doubling
bold.
Dan on the no penis.
I'm sticking to my Peter.
Oh, gross.
Well,
Okay. So, are we actually going to try to remember who's in this movie?
Yeah, okay, maybe that's a good place to start.
I
'cause
think
I
it's
think
a good
we're
place to
all
start.
kind of in a
We're
black
jumping
hole.
all over the place right now.
All right, we got Hugh Grant.
Yes.
Who's his love interest? This is a very...
oh,
Julia
is he the
Roberts.
prime minister
Yes.
and he's trying to get away from the fans
Oh.
so
It's
that
not
he can
Julia
date
Roberts.
somebody?
Oh, maybe it is.
He
Julia
has, like, a-
Roberts.
Is that a different movie?
No, he has like
That's a different movie.
I
No,
think it's
it's
this
that other
movie.
guy.
He has a meet cute with someone, but it's like, oh, he's the prime minister, and it's crazy, and it's hard to relate to this woman because she's not, she's normal.
And
or
her name
whatever.
is Bridget Jones, and we're in England.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am getting this movie confused with Bridget
Okay.
Jones.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant is the prime minister.
Prime minister.
There's a lady.
I thought that other guy was the prime
Is Colin
minister.
Firth?
Colin
Yes,
Firth
Colin
is
Firth.
not the prime minister. Colin Firth is a wealthy man who is in love with a lady who doesn't speak English.
Oh, right.
Right?
Why do you remember this movie so
Because
well?
I only saw it a couple of years ago because when it came out, I was like, that's dumb. And then I got a girlfriend, and she's like, let's watch this movie. My now wife.
Oh.
So I remember it decent because I only saw it. I saw it within the last 10 years.
But see, I think I've also seen it the last 10 years, and I
Well,
can't piece together anything.
When
Yeah.
did it come
Yeah,
out?
it
But
hadn't
I'm
come out
charmed
within
by
the
British
last 10
actors,
years.
so
This
I just like
came out.
absorbed it.
I'm going to
This came out.
say 2005.
I like that. I think this movie came out... I remember people were into this movie when I was living in Japan. No big deal.
Uh-huh.
Which was 2005 and 6.
Like people in Japan were into this movie?
Yeah, they're like, we just illegally downloaded
Oh,
Love
sure.
Actually. Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 2006, just to
Cool.
box Beth out.
I'll go 2004.
I'm going to say 2000. I'm also going to say... No, wait. Which is the one where I am mean to Dan? 2005?
2007.
No, I don't mean Price is Right. I mean, like, I agree with whoever you are disagreeing with.
Oh, 2005.
Beth. I agree with Beth.
Because I know I saw this movie in high school. It was like I was at a friend's sleepover for her birthday.
Sure.
And then the next morning when we were all waiting for our parents to come pick us up. So I had to be younger than 16.
Right.
They were all like, let's watch Love Actually. And I was so mad. I was mad the entire time that I watched the movie.
Wow.
I was like, no, let's watch a good movie.
Yeah.
And then I hated the whole thing. All of it.
But people loved this movie when it came out.
Now they hate it.
Especially
now they
high
hate
school
it. Yeah.
girls.
Right? What happened? I remember this movie came out. Everybody was like on board 100%.
Yeah.
They loved everybody. And then like maybe like last year or 2 years ago, there was like an article that was going around about like how Love Actually is actually terrible.
Yeah.
And then everybody was on board with that again.
Yeah. There's this weird phenomenon now in modern like internet culture where like it seems like internet culture collectively decides to turn on a movie after a certain number of years. You know what I mean? Like that happens a lot now. Like something is huge when it comes out and it's like, this is amazing. There's a million buzz click articles. They're just like, the movie's gonna blow your socks off. It's so good. There's GIFs everywhere. And then like 5 or 6 years later, people are like, it wasn't that good. And then it actively turns into anger.
Yeah. And I didn't read the article because I don't care about this movie.
Right.
Did anybody? Does anybody even remember, other
No.
than me, that this article exists?
I
Yes.
just assume that people still love the movie.
A lot of people hate this movie now.
The internet hates the movie.
Yeah.
Well, now I love it.
Whoa.
Wow.
Contrarian.
Yeah.
No, I hate it still.
Can
We
we
don't
talk
know.
about
We
who's
don't
in the
know.
cast?
Okay, I've got Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things are rocky. Maybe he's banging the secretary.
Yes.
Hugh Grant is the prime minister. He has a meet cute with a common woman.
I think so.
Colin Firth is a wealthy man trying to bang a foreigner.
Right.
I
And
think
we
she's Spanish.
okay.
I thought she was... maybe she's Spanish. No, I
might
think
be
she's
thinking
Portuguese.
Is she famous?
I don't know.
Also, this is
must be,
very
right?
we're real like male centric here.
Yeah.
Hey Hollywood.
Keira Knightley's in this movie.
Keira
right?
Knightley
And then we got
plays a
some
lady
dude.
who is with a guy, but then guy from Walking Dead who is secretly British, you guys. Spoiler alert.
Wait, the guy who's like the main guy?
Main guy?
Main guy from Walking Dead is like, I love you, or something. I can't remember if they actually know each other really well, and maybe they're like, we're best friends, and that's weird, but suddenly they realize but she's with another guy. Something about that. He's the guy that does like his scene is
Does he hold up the signs?
his scene is half the reason the internet
he's
hates this movie
in
now.
love with her.
Yeah. His
Is he
scene.
a friend zone?
I think he's friend zone,
Well, no,
and then
he's
he
like
throws
the
a bunch of
best-
signs down.
Okay,
Oh.
hold on. Yeah, he's best friends with her boyfriend.
You remember this?
And I
There we
do
go.
now. And he realizes he can't be with her, and it gets awkward.
Right.
And so he has a moment where she's standing in the door, and he's much like the In Excess video, just dropping the cue cards.
Right, because he can't speak because her boyfriend is in the house with her, and so he would
But
hear
he
them.
needs to confess that he
that's
cares
dumb.
about her.
I don't remember that scene at all.
Yep.
But it feels to me already like hey, let's have a moment that is like Say Anything with the boombox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that moment.
Half of this movie is moments like that. That's, I think, why the internet turned on the movie.
But it feels manufactured already, and I don't remember this movie.
Right.
I've already turned.
Well, I think that's why I hated it so much. It
Yeah.
was like all, I don't know, just
It
like
is-
all terrible rom-com
Oh,
cliches.
it's like the Hallmark card.
It is.
Yeah.
It is literally a feel-good movie. It is like, here are a bunch of stories that you can sit around with your parents at Christmas time and be like, that was nice.
Oh.
That was cute.
Is this movie trying to show all different kinds of love?
Yes.
Actually,
Well-
through vignettes.
Through, yeah.
Yes.
Do the stories meet?
A little bit.
A little bit.
But we're not done with the cast. This movie is
Okay.
enormous.
Are there more?
Yes.
So Keira Knightley is not with any of the.
She's with The Walking Dead
She's
guy.
the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's Liam Neeson.
Whoa, Liam Neeson's
Who
in this?
everybody, it's a star-studded cast. Liam Neeson, I believe, has a young child who is like, Daddy, I'm in love with a girl. And he's like young and cute and probably hasn't got their puberty yet, so it's adorable. And he's like trying to show him that love is something to believe in or whatever. So he's like encouraging him to whatever.
But then his son gets taken.
Taken, yes. Yes, exactly. And then Alan Rickman turns out to be a German terrorist. No. Yes. Then there's.
So
Liam
Liam Neeson's doesn't have a
I don't think so.
love interest.
I feel like it's just him and the kid. I could be wrong.
Wait, does he
Fall in love with a teacher or something.
Ooh, maybe.
the kid, the little boy, is in love with a girl he goes to school with,
Or something.
and maybe her mom is a love interest,
Ooh, maybe.
or like at the end, it's kind of like, hey, we're both parents, and they like shake hands and kind of blush at each other.
Yeah, maybe. That could be.
I mean-
I could see that.
That probably happens.
Is that a best bet?
That's a best bet.
So we're gonna put Liam Neeson's
With the son's
Love interest. Mother.
mother love. I'm gonna
mother,
put, and we'll remember
mother
what
love.
that means.
Ooh, Dan's bet. Every story is a heterosexual story.
Oh, for sure, right?
I don't know. It's the 2000s. There could be like a little.
No, it's all boring.
Okay. Should I keep going with the cast?
Is there more?
Yes.
Okay, this movie has to be like 1,000 years long to have all these plots happen.
Some of them are smaller than others.
I think they're all super short. Yeah, like the dude going to Wisconsin, he's like a real
it's like
tertiary
a third.
or an octogenarian story.
He's 80?
Yeah, he's
Yes,
80.
he's an 80-year-old man going to Wisconsin to
He's
get
like-
that
He's
Wisconsin college.
Yeah. Ugh. Yikes.
So there's probably some other main people, right?
Yes.
Does only Dan remember who else is in this
Yes.
movie?
Yes.
Martin Freeman from
What?
The Office
Oh.
and Sherlock and other
yeah.
stuff.
He's
he
great.
is naked.
Oh.
He's actually naked or kind of naked?
He's like movie naked, where it's like you
Naked,
can never
actually.
see his genital.
You can see his butt. You see his
You
butt?
might see his butt.
You
Yeah, you might see his butt.
Free butt.
You might see his butt.
butt.
He is naked. I won't go into it anymore. I know why he's naked, but I don't want to
Does
ruin
he-
the magic.
And he also has a woman, because as
Yes.
we've established, these are all hetero
I'm pretty
relationships.
sure. Right? Are we confirming that? Hetero? Everything's
Sure.
hetero?
Listen, all I remember was Hugh Grant
Oh,
until
okay.
you started talking.
And a lift.
Right. And then there's Bill Nye,
What?
who
Science
is
guy?
No, Bill Nye.
Nye.
I thought you said Bill Nye.
Bill Nighy. I don't know. Is that how you pronounce it?
Nighy, yeah.
Nighy?
He's the octopus from
Yeah, he's
Oh.
Squidbeard from the
Pirates
pirate
of the
movies.
Caribbean.
Yep. Oh, he's also
wait.
other. He does other stuff. He's a great actor.
Oh, I thought you were saying Doc Ock for some reason.
He's
No,
Doc Ock.
he might be in this movie too, though.
As soon as you said octopus, I was like, oh, that guy's probably in that movie.
Melina could be in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he British? He's British.
He's not American.
Okay, cool.
Do you suppose there's a British actor who's still sad they didn't get in?
Yes. Absolutely.
For sure.
Bill Nye
Any
is.
women we want to associate with
Can I
Martin
just
Freeman?
also say this is sounding like too many cooks? Like,
Many cooks.
no, I don't need it in my head. No, I just mean like, this is
Sorry,
just
everyone.
absurd.
It's chaos.
This is terrible.
But some of these stories are way smaller than the other ones.
Okay.
Like some of them, they're just like they're just little check-ins, like before the commercial breaks when it's syndicated on
I
TV.
have a vague memory of being irritated every time I cut back to the child
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah.
It's real precocious.
Just real quick, this is a Christmas movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So all of these love stories take place during
Yes.
the Christmas
During the
season.
holidays.
Yes.
So my bet is that there's snow.
I wanted to do that bet, but I
Right.
thought it was too dumb.
Like it's snowing? Like it's snowing or there's snow on the ground?
No, it's
Oh,
snowing.
yeah, it has to be snowing.
Magical
at some point.
snow.
Magical snow.
I'll double
Like,
down on
and
that.
somebody probably kisses in the snow.
Yeah,
Oh, probably.
but then I start picturing Bridget Jones again when she's in her underwear kissing Colin Firth.
Hey.
Spoilers.
I have never seen that movie.
I've also never seen it.
What?
I've seen it. It was fine.
All right. What about the second one? Bridget Jones Attacks or whatever.
The Revenge?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
You guys, I've seen Colin Firth in person. No big deal.
What?
Oh, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I was at Sundance. No big deal.
Okay.
All right.
With
With Colin Firth.
with Colin
You were
Firth.
his thing?
Couple?
You were
No,
his thing?
he's married.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, if I'd known that. No, my boyfriend at the time,
Colin Firth.
Had a movie called Love Actually.
was from Park City, Utah, and so
Okay.
it was a family tradition for them to go, and so we went, and it's a very cool festival, as
Yeah.
everyone knows. But I was all of the films, like I think I always pictured they were in these like hallowed halls of film, and sometimes they're just in a suburban movie theater. And a nice one, but we were in one, and I turned a corner, and Colin Firth clearly had just stepped out of a screening of his own movie, and was just taking a break in the
Yeah.
lobby, and I made eye contact with him.
And what did he do?
His eyes said to me, under other circumstances, this could go very differently. No, actually, he just gave me sort of a shrug,
Sure.
kind of apologetic. Please don't talk to me,
Right.
which I respected.
That's nice. A lot of people wouldn't do that.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But he is so tall and handsome.
Really?
You guys. So
Is he a
tall.
tallie?
So handsome.
Huh.
Yeah, he's the guy that I don't see it.
The
Like,
handsomeness?
Yeah.
He's your Benedict Cumberbatch?
LLCF. Ladies
What?
love Colin Firth.
Oh, I see.
But I don't there's some actors, male actors, that I'm like, yeah, that's an attractive dude.
Totally.
I see it. For him, I was like, he just looks like a kind of like a frumpy Englishman.
Sure.
Oh.
Is that it? Is it like he's an everyman? Or
Oh, is
there-
he
there
approachable? Is that what it is? He's approachable?
Beth,
He's not someone that I like.
you wouldn't have his poster on your wall?
No. He's just like wearing like a professor jacket with
Yeah.
like elbow patch.
But like the wind is like blowing
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like billowing
And
behind
then
him.
sub question: how much of his attraction is the fact that he was Mr. Darby?
I mean,
Oh.
I think. Well, yeah.
Darcy.
Darcy.
I think the roles that he plays are, are certainly romantic, and he plays very sympathetic and cool characters. I just want to say, in person, though, you guys, so cute.
Oh. So you're saying the camera normals him up.
I think a little bit. Well, plus he's a character actor.
That's true.
I mean, ultimately, and so
Yeah.
he's got like
He's
weight and
Hollywood
stuff
playing.
on. Yes.
Yeah. Or what's the British version of Hollywood?
London Wood.
Hollywood.
Oh,
London
Wood?
Town,
Oh.
Little Woods. That's
Where do they
a
make all their
different.
So
Movies.
insensitive. What?
Probably London, right?
London town.
There's Bollywood.
What are we talking about?
We're trying to figure out what the Hollywood of London is.
I don't know.
Didn't you just ask that question?
Yeah, but
The West End.
no, that's for plays.
Bag End.
That's Lord of the Rings.
So did I just explain Dan's question to him?
Yes.
Okay, great.
That is,
explain.
yeah, we have reached a new level. Oh boy, I think that's at least all the cast that I remember.
Do you know what happens to Bill Nighy? Does anyone know?
Yes,
What happens?
he's a washed up rock and roll god
Oh,
or something, or at least a washed up pop singer.
Are you thinking of that movie
Bridget Jones.
No,
with where they're on the boat?
he is a washed up pop singer who is singing a Christmas themed version of one of his classic hits, and he hates himself.
Oh, Lost. You're thinking of Lost, that singer.
No, I'm thinking of the movie with R.I.P. Philip Seymour Hoffman,
Okay.
where
Is that a
they're on a boat. and
Matt Damon. Matt Damon kills somebody. Mr. Green.
Talented Mr. Ripley?
Yeah.
no. They're broadcasting pirate radio to London
No, that was
Oh.
years later.
in like the
Is that
60s.
just called pirate?
That like
Radio?
just came out last year.
But
Does
Bill
that pump
Nighy's
up the
in it.
volume?
Is he?
Yeah, he's like the rock guy in that.
Is he?
Pretty sure.
All
Typecast.
Tweet at us with what would that Nighy
Yeah,
to see if he's in the movie that I am talking about, which might be Pirate Radio.
or something.
It probably is something like turn up the volume or
Yeah. I think
Oh,
it
well,
is.
Pump Up the Volume was the Christian Slater
Whoa.
film follow-up to Heathers. It was
Is
not
that the
nearly as
one
good.
where he is
He has
also
a pirate
doing
radio
Pirate
station.
Radio
Yeah.
and he's in a truck and it drives around?
Yeah, high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Uh,
It's no Gleaming the Cube, though.
Ooh.
What's that one about skateboarding?
Yeah, and BMX bikes.
Oh, cool. Anyway, yeah, I don't remember any of the women, which says something about me and probably also this movie.
You remember Keira Knightley,
Sure, but she's like a big deal now.
and we remembered Emma Thompson.
Sure, but she's also kind of a big deal.
Sure. And the chick from 24, who's maybe named Cuthbert.
Alicia Cuthbert.
Or Eliza.
Or Eliza.
Doolittle.
No.
I bet Martin Freeman's love interest will be recognizable. Like, it'll be like, oh, that lady.
I bet a bunch of them will
Yeah,
recognize.
they probably will be.
It's probably like Selma Hayek or something.
What?
And we don't know.
Oh, is she the Spaniard from...
I don't think it's a Spaniard, though. I thought
Colin
it was,
Firth?
Portuguese?
I think it's Portuguese.
That makes sense.
Dan's bet, it's Portuguese. It's going to turn out to be like Armenian or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Ugh, embarrassing.
For me,
This is a lot of stories.
I know.
This is too many.
It's a lot of stories.
Let's just watch half the movie.
No.
Oh.
Let's
Less-
watch the second half.
What? Why?
Okay, what...
Then we won't know why anyone's doing anything.
What...
I predict, my prediction, we won't know why anyone's doing anything anyway.
For
And-
love, actually.
Oh.
Ah.
Great question. Does this movie, is the movie, what do you call it? Name check? Does it
Yes.
name check itself?
Yes. Like literally in the first 2 minutes, there's a narrator at the beginning.
Oh. And the narrator's just like, this movie is called...
No, yes. Please enjoy the following film with your favorite actors from British Hollywood.
Who's the narrator? Like Martin Sheen or?
I don't know. I don't...
Morgan Freeman.
That's like
Ooh,
British
that'd be weird.
actor Martin Sheen.
It's
Maybe
me,
mix it
British actor
Oh.
Morgan Freeman.
Maybe it's...
Ooh,
James Earl Jones?
No, that guy who narrates everything. I know what you're talking about.
In a World.
No, the narrator for like nature shows. and
From
stuff.
Deep Blue. No, not Deep Blue Sea.
Jacques
Planet Earth.
Cousteau.
Planet
Yes.
Earth. He's got a brother.
Corwin.
Tweet at us.
What we dead narrator.
Yep.
Which may or may not be the narrator for this movie. Both the narrator for this movie and who we're talking about.
Yep. Can I make a recommendation?
Yeah.
Let's all go around the horn
Yeah.
and talk about the scene we're pretty sure we remember the most vividly.
Whew, okay.
Because there's a lot of scenes that aren't connected at all.
There's a couple in an elevator. It's called a lift.
Right.
Grab the horn.
Okay.
See you next.
I remember there's a moment where Alan Rickman is trying to get a gift for a sexy young lady that he maybe is banging or is considering banging, right? And he's trying to be sneaky about it because he doesn't want his wife, who's also in the mall place. And I'm pretty sure the person behind the counter is like a famous British comic actor, and it's supposed to be like a fun cameo. But I don't remember who it is. It might be Mr. Bean.
Oh,
But it could be
that
not
seems right.
as Mr. Bean, but Rowan
Yeah.
Atkinson or someone else. And I just remember the whole joke is like, oh, it's an elaborate holiday package, and it takes forever to get
Yeah.
this stupid thing in the box. And he's like, just give me the gift so I can hide it from my wife. And he's all flustered in an Alan Rickman sort of way.
Isn't that...
Alan
I feel like that's also happens in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where Chevy Chase is
let's watch
buying
that.
red underwear for his neighbor that he...
No.
What?
That woman is not real.
Yeah. Well,
What?
you're right. But doesn't he buy
She's like a mirage.
underwear or something? And it's like, for your wife? Never mind. Different movie.
No, in that movie, he's just seduced by the saleswoman.
Right.
Because she's like a sexy lady.
Yeah.
And he gets entranced by the idea of her wearing underwear.
Right.
Right.
You know, I think probably the upshot is I don't think any of us remember this movie at all. But I think that's why it's going to be so fun to predict.
Are you cutting Beth out of the segment where we...
And me?
Yeah. We only went halfway around, Molly.
Half the horn. We only went half horn.
Of course.
Hashtag half word.
Okay.
Guys, Molly really wants to go watch the movie. She's so excited to watch
She
this
just wants
movie.
pizza. I gotta understand that.
I can understand. Beth, I'm sorry for interrupting.
I remember a scene in an airport,
Yes.
and I'm pretty sure they're on an escalator or something.
Does
in
that
the
have a different
airport.
name?
They're like one of them is up on the second level, and the other one is down on the first level,
Ooh.
and they're like yelling at each other.
Sure.
That might be any other movie.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. There's definitely airport stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have... Well, I think I have two. Tell me if the first one is actually Bridget Jones' Diary. People are coming into someone's house, and someone, maybe Hugh Grant, is dressed in a costume that's green. Maybe it's a dinosaur.
Maybe it's an elf.
If you think of Bridget Jones, then it's Colin Firth in a terrible sweater. But I don't think that's what you're doing.
Okay.
What's just a dream you had?
Maybe it's my dream that I had. Okay, my other one that I'm pretty sure is this movie is Emma Thompson getting some stuff ready, maybe for their kids. And then
It's so vivid.
she's like talking to Alan Rickman, I guess.
Sure.
And like, so he knows something's going on, but she doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
And it's just like normal married life is happening.
Yeah.
She's like bending over to like get boots.
So the scene you remember the
Okay,
most
okay.
vividly is like the most like domestic, mundane scene in the movie.
Yeah, I really
Alright.
don't remember this movie. That's it. It's those two.
We have successfully gone around the entire horn Molly chased.
Fine. I am truly curious, though, how many boring domestic scenes you would give this movie.
Oh, there's a rating system?
the ratings is
Boring
not
domestic
easy.
Okay, cool.
How many we think we will? That's
Yes.
what we do? Yeah. Is it me?
Yes.
Wait, is the question how many we think will be in the movie, or
No,
this is just our
we're doing a ratings
Oh,
thing.
okay. That's
We're
I just wanted to
trying to
clarify.
say-
Scale from 0 domestic boring scenes
To 5.
to 5.
The sign of a great movie.
Yes.
5 domestic mundane scenes.
God, this is tough. My expectations are very low for this movie. I remember thinking it was fine when I watched it.
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
I just feel like it'd be like, that's fine. It was somewhat annoying. Some of these people are good actors. They did a good job doing their thing, which was fine.
Right.
I don't think I'll be infuriated by it much.
See, I'm very concerned that it's going to make me so angry. So I'm going to give it a 1. I'm going to predict a 1, and then I can only go up from there.
Smart.
Well, there's 0.
That's true.
Oof. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it a 2 because I remember also thinking it was fine, but I was also, trying to like
Impress a girl?
forge a relationship to be stronger and more permanent at the time. So I might have just been like, yeah, let's and like engage with it more than I actually intended to or wanted
Romance
to.
is great, isn't it?
Right.
Did you say to your now wife after the movie, did you name check the movie to her? Like, well, that was love, actually. And I have it for you also. Actually.
I don't know. I'd have to ask her. She probably remembers more than I do. But she'd probably just be like, oh, your hair was so ugly back then. That's all I was looking at the whole time. Yeah, 2. Yep.
I think I'm going to also predict a 2.
Oh, all right.
I hated that movie so much that I recall giving it a 0. But I think it has to do with the situation of where I was.
Were you like just grumpy and underslept?
No, I think I just hated the idea that I was with a group of teenage girls who wanted to watch a rom-com. It felt very predictable.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's watch a movie. I can't remember what the other option was.
Let's watch
but
Game of Death.
I'm sure the other option was something awesome.
American Ninja 3.
Just, something with Bruce Lee in it.
Sure.
Or,
Yeah.
Man. Well,
Quick sidebar. Do we think, because there are a million people in this movie, but a lot of them don't actually interact, this film will pass the Bechdel-Wallace test?
oh, please. Oh, it's got to.
Yes.
It has to.
Man,
is
I don't
yes.
know.
Oh, but they're
How
probably
many-
going to talk about a man.
Because they're all couples.
Because they're talking about love, actually.
You know what, though? Here's I'd like to up the ante, and I'm going to try to track the overall percentage
Ooh.
of storylines that actually have 2 women talking to each other.
Oh, like you're going to rate Bechdel-Wallace for each of the
individual
storylines?
story.
Each
Ooh.
segment,
Ooh,
see if
well,
we can get an
Good
overall
luck
rating.
with
Yeah.
your note-taking.
Yeah.
And good luck with this movie getting anything resembling a passing grade.
I think, yes. I think it has to. I think it has to.
I'm saying no.
Wow.
I'm saying no. I am throwing my hat into the cynicism of the British Hollywood machine and the structure of this movie being so many separate vignettes that I think it's going to be like one lady talking to the Alan Rickman of each story, and that is it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think women will talk to each other, named women, but I don't think it will be about anything but a man.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
0%.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
Molly, overall, we know you're tracking all the vignettes.
Yeah. I'm hoping for 10%. Hoping that 10% pass.
Cool.
Cool.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different storylines we talked about.
All right.
Cool.
Maybe that's all of them.
Maybe.
We don't know.
We will see.
And with that, we're going to hit pause, take a break, watch the movie, and we'll be right back. And we're back. That was 2 hours and 15 minutes of movie.
Yep.
Yep, that is an accurate description.
Accurate.
That was really maybe the worst 2 hours of my life.
That bad, huh?
Beth checked out in minute 2.
Oh, minute 2, I was already on my phone looking stuff up. Oh,
I was pretty bored pretty fast, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we're jumping all the way to the end, but I wasn't as angry as other movies I've been.
Certainly not.
It's just kind of like a fine movie.
Yeah. That movie, Love Actually.
Love Actually, no comma.
Yeah.
Straight up 2 words.
Like, not even a space. They, like, jammed the 2 words together in the
they
title.
differentiate
Why did I think
with.
there was a comma?
I don't know.
I don't know,
Why
we
did
all did.
Why did we
It's
all
so
think
clear
there
to
was
me that there was a comma in it.
Maybe it's revisionist. Maybe they went back and changed
Ooh,
it.
maybe the original poster.
Conspiracy.
British conspiracy.
So, as we start to talk about this collection of stories that
Yes.
were meant to elicit emotional responses,
Yes.
I just want to mention that I recently went to the Coke Museum in Atlanta. Coca-Cola Museum. And in that museum, they manipulate you from the very first moment you walk in. And there's a presentation that's highly manipulative, and then you sit in a theater, and they basically say, we're about to manipulate your emotions, and you say, sure. And then they show a short film. It's like 7 minutes long, and it follows several couples or friends who are all in love, and they have these magical moments, and at the end they drink Coke, and I knew I was being manipulated, and I loved it.
Okay.
It was a far, far better film than Love Actually.
Wow.
But it was the same.
I'm saying it's the same thing, but in 7 minutes
Yeah.
and better. And it was a Coke commercial.
So you're saying if Love Actually were 7 minutes long, you would have loved it?
No, I'm saying it was possible to achieve what they tried to achieve.
I see.
In 7 minutes, and still thumb in product placement
Right.
other than Frosted Flakes.
Or
And
Budweiser in
Budweiser.
Milwaukee.
Is that where they were?
Yeah.
Yes, that doesn't make any goddamn sense unless you. All right, whatever.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
It could be like the
Do you know,
St.
like-
Louis
yeah.
transplant bar.
Maybe. Yeah, there's those. There's the ones with like the flag of like a different random sports team
Yeah.
flag outside their
Yeah,
bar. You know.
like a Steelers
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah. Except there's a whatever you just said bar.
Budweiser.
Yeah. Is that a football team?
The Rams?
I don't know.
What are we talking about?
Budweiser is, well, now it's owned by like a Belgian company, right?
Yes.
But previously was
a
based
Colorado
in
beer?
St. Louis.
What
Oh.
are you talking about?
Bush beer is Colorado.
Coors Light.
Oh.
Which
Tap
is
the
also
Rockies.
Wisconsin, I think.
Oh.
The point is, one of the characters goes to Wisconsin to get American vaginas. Because he's like, I'm sex man forever, but British girls are dumb. Right? That was like the whole plot of
Yeah.
his story.
Yeah.
And then he turned out he was right.
Yeah.
Because Wisconsin is apparently full of attractive young actresses looking for work.
Yeah.
But he went to a bar emblazoned with Budweiser signs that had one tap, which was a Budweiser tap, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the headquarters of Miller. It makes no sense. But again, maybe he went to like the one bar.
Who knows? It's a movie.
Right? Fiction.
Fiction. But yeah, why bother? Why not get? I guess because Budweiser paid them more?
Yeah.
Budweiser probably paid for that Beatles song.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So much music.
License all over. License fees up the wazoo.
Up the wazoo!
The Beatles, Mariah Carey.
2003's Dido.
Titanic?
Yeah, that clip from Titanic, that must have cost a pretty penny.
Unless it's the same. Is that also a Universal film?
They probably still charge each other, honestly.
Do they?
No, seriously.
Yeah, they
like,
probably do.
For the projects?
Warner Brothers would charge Cartoon Network for stuff and vice versa.
Right. Because different people are getting that check.
So like the Animaniacs would have to pay every time for the water tower?
Well, I bet Spielberg, buttered a few.
Buttered a few coins?
Yeah. I don't know what turn of phrase I was trying to say there. Guys, that movie was very long.
Should we go through
Every story.
the
No.
vignettes?
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Let's see how we did.
Oh, yeah, right.
Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson.
Nailed it.
Yes, nailed it. Things are rocky.
They are married.
They are Mecretary. They are married. Alan Rickman is thinking about banging his secretary.
And the secretary is all about banging Alan Rickman.
I don't think she's a secretary, right? She's just an employee.
She just works there.
Yeah.
Oh, is she not like his direct?
But
I think her-
I think he's the like main
dude.
boss.
Yeah.
So like she would be his employee.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know that she's a secretary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can assume she's a secretary.
That's fine.
That's what this movie is essentially saying about women in general.
Right.
P.S. I believe with all of the storylines, it's a man pursuing a woman, and we don't follow any women except for Emma Thompson, whose marriage is destroyed.
Well, Lolan is trying to pursue a dude, but that was like a weird sub-story.
Yeah, so the women's relationships don't work out.
Oh. Yeah,
Hollywood.
that's true.
British
Hollywood.
British Hollywood.
Brawlywood.
Londonwood.
London. Ooh.
So I counted 10 storylines.
Okay.
I think there's 8.
Okay,
And we predicted
mansplain.
8. There's Song Guy,
Yep.
Colin Firth.
Wait, who's song guy?
Bill Nighy.
Bill.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Taken.
Yep.
Wisconsin Guy.
Yep.
Yep.
The movie Extras.
Yep.
Which had
Oh.
Bilbo or Frodo.
Bilbo. Second Bilbo.
Okay.
Bilbo
Yeah.
too.
Ooh,
We
if it
had
had been other guy, though, that would have been interesting.
Walking Dead with Keira Knightley.
Yep.
Yeah.
Prime Minister Dude.
Yeah.
That weird work romance with Laura Linney.
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton showed up.
Yeah, but he didn't. He was just like an antagonist. In
Okay.
He was
Fine.
in Hugh Grant's
Yeah.
story.
All right, fine. So Emma and Rickman.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote awkward, meet, cute, and chubby. So I don't know. I don't think those were.
I think that's still Hugh Grant.
Yeah, because
I think it was
everyone
9.
kept. People really wanted to point out to you that not fat women were fat in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Several times.
There were so many fat jokes.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Like that was the only joke that they made was like somebody was fat, and really like no one was fat.
No.
Well, Portuguese lady's sister was fat.
But not like. But it wasn't like. Didn't have to be mentioned at all.
Right.
They called
But it
her
was like-
Miss Dunkin' Donuts
2003 in Portuguese.
But
Which-
yeah, it was like it was supposed to be funny, like the juxtaposition of like she's supposed to be like the ugly sister,
Yeah,
and then
right.
her sister is the one who's actually
Yeah.
Attractive.
attractive.
And like the
Man would
joke,
actually want.
and the joke was also that like her dad hates her or something. That was
Yeah, I was trying to get
yeah,
rid
she's
of
probably
her.
like eating because she's emotional about how she's being
Emotional
treated by
abuse.
her.
I
Yeah.
feel like it was supposed to be
Family.
some Taming of the Shrew, like, kind of reference thing.
oh.
That might be highbrow.
Probably they are the country of Shakespeare.
Oh,
yes,
that's
we
right.
learned that.
In a very epic speech by the prime minister after the president
We are
sexually assaulted
jumping all over
one
the
of
place.
yeah.
Oh.
Let's go story by story.
No,
Otherwise, it's going to
no.
be chaos.
This is, but why?
It's going to be chaos
Just
otherwise.
as with this movie, there is no reason
No.
to talk about 90% of this.
All right, well, I guess the show's over. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Cool. That's our last episode.
Molly Chase has checked out.
I will say,
Mm-hmm.
I hated the whole movie.
Yep.
And then it picked up at the end.
Okay.
There was one moment that I found charming,
Which was?
was
Who did it involve?
the prime minister.
Mhm.
Well,
Hugh.
it really involved everyone.
That's true. At that point.
Everyone was at a children's holiday pageant.
Yes.
On
And-
Christmas Eve?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including the prime minister and
Yes.
his
But he's just trying to bang his chubby...
Yeah.
yeah.
Natalie.
Yeah, she's super chubby because everyone keeps telling us that she's chubby,
Yes.
but she looks like a normal, like
She looks great.
average size.
She's a very attractive
person.
woman,
Her legs are the size of tree trunks.
That's what I heard.
according to
I don't know that
several
I saw
people.
it, but we never really saw her legs.
No.
So how would we know? Maybe
Yeah.
she does have
Because she
tree
dressed
trunk legs.
very professionally for most of that film because she
Yeah.
was working in, what did you call it? 221 Baker Street?
Yeah, 221 Baker Street. Where the Prime Minister
Prime Minister, yep, as we all know.
and works. Do he also work there? He works and lives in the same place.
I think that's just sort of like
guess-
HQ for the
I guess
Prime
the
Minister.
White House is also
Kind of
that
the same
way.
idea, yeah.
He works from home.
Ooh!
Yes.
I never thought about that.
So they go to the pageant.
Yes.
The pageant there's a lovely song at the end.
Yes.
And the curtains open to show a sign that says "Merry Christmas."
Like, not even that great of a sign either. I don't know
No,
why that was the
it
big
like
reveal.
Big reveal. This like glittery sign that children made.
I guess.
And then underneath it, the prime minister is kissing his
Mackin' hard.
new love.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they get caught.
Okay.
Everyone is quiet, and she says, "What do we do?" And
Yep.
he says, "Just smile." And then they both smile.
And that's when
that
your
was a moment of
little
me
black
feeling
heart.
charmed. My
Grew
heart grew
3
3
sizes
times
that
a day. Yes.
I see. I can't remember. There was one that I was genuinely touched by, but I can't remember what it was.
I was semi-touched by Liam Neeson's dad work.
Oh.
in this
Ooh, yeah.
movie.
No, there were a couple of there were a couple of journeyman actors in this movie where I'm just like, they are nailing the material they've been given. Like, the movie overall is still mediocre, but these, like, certain actors were like, they clearly, like, took what they were given and elevated it as best they could because they are professionals.
Like Laura Linney.
Laura Linney, Bill Nighy, Liam Neeson.
Jim Honda.
Emma Thompson.
She did great. Oh, that's what it was. When she is crying her eyes out for, granted, 15 minutes too long.
That scene lasted forever.
But when she was devastated and crying, it was like, good on you. That is solid acting. However, I think what happened is the producers were like, we paid for the rights of this entire song, so we are going to film her crying for the duration of this song.
Yeah.
Because that, went on for a while.
It did have that feeling of, and then just be an incredible actress for a while.
Yeah.
Just cry a bit.
Just cry a bit.
Yeah, I can't figure this movie out.
I can't either. No one can.
It's there's a lot of good actors in it.
Yes.
Doing as good as they can.
Yeah.
For the most part, the themes are decent. Like I don't hate any of these storylines.
Right, like
if
on
you
paper.
If you were to tell me this is the summary of a movie, I'd be like, oh, okay, I would watch that. That sounds engaging. I don't know if there's just too many or just the execution was sloppy. But all of them...
I'm going to say both of those.
I was like, I don't care.
No.
And also, why are they all in this movie? Like, I know that they, they know each other, but none of... I feel like there wasn't any reason for them to know each other. Like, there weren't that...
The one satisfying moment, though, is when Emma Thompson runs into the Prime Minister, Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
And they seem to have a genuine emotional reaction that was a surprise. And that was fun, but for the most part, it was worth it.
I think I agree with that to a degree, but then I think they undercut that moment by making it seem like, oh, you're here to see your niece and nephew,
Right.
and then they make a joke about how he's not there, he's just there to bang Chubster.
Right.
And she is not. Not that it matters.
No, but we've already established.
Yeah.
In this world.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And by that I mean the world of the movie, not
Right.
the current
Well,
I don't know,
I mean,
maybe.
also America.
Yeah.
Or London.
Or London town.
Probably.
Apparently.
Yeah.
London's basically the America of England, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying that no wonder there's so many parallels with Bridget Jones, because there is so much. Like, she's weight obsessed, and
Okay.
she's awkward and curses a lot. She's basically Natalie's character.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Hugh Grant is also the love interest in that movie, right?
No, Colin Firth.
Colin Firth, who is also in this movie.
Is Hugh Grant in that movie also?
No.
Is he in the second one?
Oh, wait, isn't he the boss?
And what?
Bridget Jones.
Bridget.
I don't know.
Bridget.
Well, it makes sense because, as we learned from IMDb,
Yes.
the director/writer of this film
At least
Yep.
director.
Same person.
was just taking scenes from other movies that he made
Yeah.
and then putting them in this movie.
Right. Like things that got cut. Right?
This is
Yeah,
like
what
the
was the-
Scrapple of...
What?
Scrapple.
Scrapple?
Scrapple?
Yeah, it's just like garbage meat made into like a patty.
Is this a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big in Philly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I was just going to say the exact same thing.
Okay.
It's Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah. Use all of the buffalo.
Oh, I see. Sure.
Or
That
whatever
old
animal.
that old Dutch saying, use all of the buffalo. Yeah.
Chicken scrapple.
Right.
It's made of chicken.
So is
innards.
any hamburger scrapple?
No.
I think Scrapple is like a lot of different meats. I'm really talking on my ass here,
Okay.
which is probably what Scrapple is. Am I
Yay!
right?
Oh.
It's kind of like that, but
Okay.
it's like a bunch of different ground up
like
meats. I think it might be usually porky.
Maybe. Pork scrapple?
Pork scrapple.
Tweet at us
Yeah.
with the hashtag what would Dad scrap
Yep. Love it.
to tell us what Scrapple is.
Please do.
Yeah.
You know what this movie was missing, though? I mean, in addition to everything else it
Assholes?
was missing. It was missing a scene in an elevator.
That's true.
Not once.
That did not happen.
No,
Did
that's
not happen
right.
to me
There
at
was
all.
no lifts. There were no lifts.
I
No
think
lifts.
it might be the one. I think it's a New Year's Eve one.
Was it New Year's
A bunch
Eve?
of couples trying to, or maybe it was
New
the
Year's Eve.
Valentine's
The movie
Day one.
Valentine's Day. The movie Valentine's Day.
Well, let's transition and talk about our most memorable moments,
Ooh.
of which that was Molly's.
Yep.
So it didn't happen.
Yep.
This movie's super memorable.
Dan, yours was Alan Rickman.
I nailed that
trying
shit.
to buy a sexy
Yes.
gift sneakily.
Yep.
Sexy as in a necklace.
Yeah.
It's
For someone else.
but it's
That
a
will-
heart-shaped necklace.
Yeah, for his coworker,
Right, who may or
wants
may
to
not
bang
be
him.
his secretary.
Yeah, who really wants to bang.
Really
Like,
wants to bang him.
aggressively.
Like more than, I mean, no offense, but more than any woman probably should regarding Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
At least with her age. Like the age difference, you feel like she would just be like, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like she probably has some childhood trauma or something.
Sure, probably.
Like, why is she
So obsessed with having sex with Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like a power thing? Because he's
Ooh, maybe.
I feel like
boss?
it seemed very much like a power thing to
Yeah.
me because she was just walking around her house in like red lingerie.
Right. So that seems like her default.
Yeah, like she's like that's how she feels good about herself.
Oh, okay.
I just want to mention this is a character who wore devil horns to a Christmas party.
yeah.
So,
Wait, but that was
but is that maybe what the problem with this movie was? Is there were so many storylines, there was no room for subtlety.
I guess, yeah.
everything was explained. Like we would ask a question
yeah.
and then the next line of dialogue would answer it
That's
in a
right.
way where it's like people don't talk.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
it was literally...
People aren't like, hey, that's my brother.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's when it hit us. Is Emma Thompson was talking to Hugh Grant on the phone, and I was like, "Oh, is she the Prime Minister's sister?" And then she immediately is like, "Being the Prime Minister's sister is."
Yeah.
Can I say how difficult it is as someone who enjoys trying to imitate actors that it is impossible for my brain to wrap around the like various slight differences in accents that all these actors have
Sure.
all at once?
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
because they aren't all British, right?
Or even from the same part of England.
Yeah,
Like,
Liam Neeson is Scottish,
Scottish.
maybe? He said arse. I assume that means
I
he's
think
Scottish.
he's Scottish.
Or Welsh, maybe. No.
Liam
do you
Neeson, the
think-
actor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Isn't he Irish?
Oh, Irish. No, he's Irish.
He's Irish.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
He's
arse
not-
too?
English.
A lot of them say ours.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people from that entire general area of the world say ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant, he's from the Midlands.
Sure. We are not prepared to.
Martin Freeman,
Who knows? Probably Pennsylvania
he's
Dutch,
probably from
right?
the north.
Oh, okay.
He seems down to earth. Bill Nighy,
Who knows, man?
He might-
Heroin.
he might be from the south. I don't know.
You guys remember when I suggested that we...
I don't
When
know how
I
to...
suggested we compartmentalize each
Yes.
story individually so we could actually talk about this
Let's do
movie?
it. I feel like we talked about Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson enough.
Okay. Except for the fact that she's
Oh, wait.
apparently supposed to also be fat, right?
Yes, she supposedly wore a fat suit for this film.
Yeah.
So she looks more frumpy or something.
Right.
But okay, I did have a problem with how that storyline ended, which was that for some reason Alan Rickman was out of the the last scene is everyone is
Literally everyone.
landing at the airport
Yes.
and they're all coming out of this terminal and everyone's giving each other hugs. But he kisses her on the cheek and then asks, "How are you?" And she says, "Fine."
Right.
And this is supposedly a month after
Yes.
she puts it together that he's cheating on her, but they never show that he's cheating.
He's
It's
not.
just like
He's emotionally cheating.
Yes,
on
it
her.
was
Yeah.
an emotional affair, or at least the precipice of one.
it just seemed like a weird place to leave that.
Yeah.
Like
To
I'm fine.
to already be at that point, or
I just feel like it didn't either. I don't know. Maybe that's realistic.
Well,
a month
that-
after they're like going. To
Sometimes when
therapy.
married couples start to drift apart, and they've had a long relationship, they have a couple of kids. They don't want to just snap a family into pieces for the sake of the children. They'll often have sort of this distant but still unified front for the sake of the children for a while to kind of hash things out and see if it's worth salvaging the marriage.
Sure. But
Not that I'm speaking from personal experience.
I was going to say, can you say more about that?
for a movie that is supposed to be about
love.
love
Right.
at Christmas
Actually.
time, it just seemed like a weird.
I cannot believe I'm about to defend this movie.
Yes.
But I think it was expressing her own self-love, right? Because
Right.
she had decided that she was not going to put up with that business on at least some front, right?
Yes.
And, I mean, again, as an actress, she puts a lot in that fine. I don't know. I guess it was sort of like, we're not going to be together, but I'm going to be okay. Damn it.
I don't even know if it's not, we're not going to be together. I think it's, we're working shit out.
Oh,
She
that's
sort of
optimistic.
summarized it a bit, right? When she confronts him,
Yeah.
like, what would you do? Like, do
Just run.
we like cut it quits, or do I continue on knowing that this is damaged now and
Yeah.
will always be damaged?
Right.
So I guess we're led to believe 1 month later, when she's resolved all her issues, because that's all the time it takes.
He wasn't a genuine "I'm fine," guys. Emma
no.
Thompson nailed the nuance of that scene.
She has decided, I think we're led to believe, right, that she's going to continue on and it's going to be a damaged relationship, and she's accepting
She's
that.
going to give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem resolved.
It
seemed
wasn't.
for sure.
It's
It was
not.
not resolved.
It
That's
seemed-
marriage,
it's-
Beth.
Yes. Marriage is work.
Yeah.
It's weird to me for a movie that every other relationship is resolved
Yeah.
except for one that just never gets.
Is it? Are they all resolved?
Yeah,
Laura
everybody.
Linney is the only one that doesn't.
Yeah, and that one
What
they
about
just don't
Keira
even
Knightley?
talk about.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
yeah, that
yeah.
one's
That
not
didn't get
resolved
resolved
either.
either. They was
Oh,
like, we're
just
still
kidding,
best
this movie
friends,
sucks.
maybe.
Well, no, but at
Nothing
the
is
end he
resolved.
does say it's enough. It's enough.
Oh.
So
Is it though?
So he's also
No.
accepted, like, subpar.
So he's also fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
for the sake not of the children, but of his best friend, the
She
guy
would tell
who,
Ejiofor.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12
Right.
years a slave.
Totally just like,
And other things. He's a good actor. It's too bad his job was to loudly watch TV while
Yeah.
Andrew Lincoln put cue cards down.
Weird.
Weird.
great.
So yeah, so we've covered Emma Thompson.
That
and
one is
Alan
covered
Rickman.
now.
Yep.
Okay.
Beth hated
I
it and
voiced
doesn't
my opinion
understand
on it.
that sometimes adults have serious issues
Hey, I
that
get
can't
it.
be
I'm a
resolved.
child when it comes
in-
to love. I get it. Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Merry
Christmas,
Am I
listeners.
right?
Happy holidays.
Yes.
Happy holidays. And the true meaning of Christmas is to confess things,
To tell the truth.
tell the truth.
Yeah, that's what that cue card said.
That well, it brought up quite a bit.
Are we jumping to Keira
Yeah.
Knightley?
I'm
Let's
sorry.
do it. No,
I
let's
can't-
do it.
Let's
All
do it
right.
on that one.
Keira Knightley, guy from Walking Dead.
And Chiwetel
And
Ejiofor.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Suck on that, Matthew McConaughey. It's not that hard of a name.
Oh, did he screw it up?
He just didn't bother.
Oh.
Sure.
Well, that sounds like McConaughey.
Yeah, but it's a whole thing. We don't have to go into it.
Okay.
This dude wants to bang his best mate's girl.
And so he, in order to protect himself and his best friend, he is very rude to his best friend's girlfriend.
Distant, yes.
Very
Oh,
he
yeah.
seems like he's a little rude.
I didn't notice the rudeness, but I
He
was
tries to
not trying to hard to
distance
pay attention.
himself
Oh, okay.
as much as he possibly could.
Sure.
But
Maybe-
then it turns out. I'm sorry, go ahead, somebody else.
I don't know. He takes their wedding photographer sucks or something.
Yeah, she's like, it's all blur. It's all... Nope.
But even
"Oi,
before
it's all
that-
blurry,
it's
isn't
me,
it?"
Keira Knightley. Oh, my wedding photographer's... Oh, man.
But even before that, like after they are married,
So
the best friend has arranged this incredibly elaborate flash mob,
And expensive.
expensive,
Licensing
over
that
the
Beatles
top.
song.
Oh yeah, licensing that Beatles.
Well, I
song.
don't think the character has a license. So, just the movie.
For the
Well,
wedding.
Apple Records lawyers will hear about this.
All right.
Anyway, does this really? That would be absolutely darling if it were the groom, but as the best friend, it is creepy.
Yes.
But not that creepy, but creepy enough. Until
She goes to his house, be like, I know you had your camera out.
And he lives in like a warehouse, right?
No, he owns an art gallery.
Is that where he is?
It looked like an artist studio.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bet he had an elevator.
Ooh, I bet he did.
But that's his house because that's where his VHS collection is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's an
And he
art
only has one tape.
marked
Whoever's
whoever's
wedding.
wedding. They put it in. It's all zoomed in shots of Keira Knightley's character, crisply edited to show the entirety of the wedding day, ending with a beautiful shot of Keira Knightley for some reason waving on a boat.
Yeah. And she realizes this scene's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she does a good job of slowly realizing what this tape means.
Right.
And he does a pretty good job of being like, oh shit, I've been
Feeling
fucked
super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes.
up. At the end of the scene, I wondered why he even has this tape.
Yes.
And Molly said, well, of course, to whack off to.
Yes, she did.
I didn't know.
Right.
But then he goes on a long walk.
A long walk
To Dido.
to 2003's Dido. And Beth thought he sneezed aggressively when he broke
He was
down.
really angry for 1 second.
But it was
it
super.
manifested itself in a sneeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a super emo scene.
It was very emo.
But also, who cares?
Okay. you seem to all agree that it was a good scene. I disagree.
I think
I don't
was,
think you said
I
it was
think
a
they
good
effectively executed
Okay.
the scene that they were trying to do.
Yeah.
I just felt like there was no subtlety in this movie at all.
No.
Like
No.
everything was explained out loud.
Yes.
And so she was like, they're all of me. It's like, yeah, we can see every picture is of you.
Yeah, I think I said it's not bad, is what I said.
Okay,
about that
cool.
scene.
Okay. All right.
You were just jumping down everybody's throats if they say
No.
anything positive about
Because
Love Actually.
This movie is so bad.
God.
And then
Bad, actually.
the third
Ooh.
beat of that is
Yeah.
the iconic scene.
Yes.
I'm now led to believe,
Yes.
or informed, whatever.
This is one of the scenes that everyone was obsessed with, and now is the reason they hate it.
Right. He shows up at her door
Yeah.
with cards that say he loves her. It's Christmas. You have to tell the truth on Christmas.
Yeah.
Without love or expectation, hope
or something.
yeah.
It's
And then
supposed
what's
to
the other
be-
one?
To me, you are perfect.
Oh, that's
Yeah. Just a grand gesture,
Right.
like, hey, I'm just putting it out there,
Yeah,
and that's all I need.
I guess.
And then they kiss in the street.
Yeah.
She runs out and kisses him. There's a lot of women running and kissing the guy,
Yeah.
which I think is meant to neutralize the fact that the guys are stalkers.
Oh,
up
because
until
they're
that
choosing
point.
to kiss them, you're
Yes.
saying? Like,
I would say that yes,
That's the
not
balance?
to jump storylines, but I feel that it happens more
Oh,
than
sure.
once.
that's
I see what
it.
you're saying.
The
Yeah.
dude pursues them, then can't pull the trigger.
But then the lady's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for this movie. At least they've got that going for it, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time?
I don't know if I can feel that good because there's so little feedback leading up to that point that the
Right.
attention is welcome for the
That's
most
true.
part.
That's fair.
I feel my instinct based on the number of times she screamed out communication. I feel like Beth might have had a problem with the failure to communicate between couples.
Yeah.
Whether they could speak the same language or not.
Right. Segue. Molly
Segue
Chase.
into. Does anybody want to add anything more about Keira Knightley?
No, it's super
No.
boring.
Garbage plotline.
All right.
Next.
Colin Firth.
Yes.
LLCF.
What?
Ladies
Love
Love
Comfort.
Comfort.
Sorry, I forgot. I forgot from the first half.
We had guessed he was a wealthy man.
No. Right?
Pretty well.
I think he's
a
doing
novelist.
okay.
I mean,
right?
he could just go to France whenever the
That's
hell
true.
he wants.
He's doing okay for himself. Although, right, it's not that hard to go to France when you live in England.
Yeah, I think that's probably
Everybody in
true.
this movie had money, except for the guy who went to Wisconsin.
Yeah, because he had to rent out his apartment to go to
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
I feel like Martin Freeman probably was.
Yeah, because he's just a stand-in for some erotica movie.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
So he, like, right away finds out his brother is banging his wife.
Or a girlfriend.
Or
Something.
girlfriend?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Whatever.
After he is like, I love you, BTW, I love you.
Yeah. Like,
Hey.
he's tender and clearly,
Yeah.
like, this
She's
is
like,
great.
yeah, dummy.
Yeah, I love you too. Anyway, get that brother dick in me.
She basically said that.
Yeah.
Like,
she
she was pretty
really
much
did.
like, I'm naked and want you to have sex with me before my boyfriend, Colin Firth's character, comes home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in case we didn't quite get it.
So
That actually might have been the most subtle scene in the movie.
this is probably just another example of non-subtlety.
Yes.
It's like we need to have a story about someone whose relationship has just fallen apart.
Right.
How can we make it like so there's no gradation in this. We feel 100% bad. Oh, he's been cheated on with who? His brother.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Great.
like The Room.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
You're tearing my life
football
apart.
scene,
You're
tearing me
though.
apart.
Yeah. And then he throws the TV and then he goes to Marseille, France, for some reason. I guess to get over
To
the
get
fact
away
that,
and
yeah.
write.
Anyway,
Oh, and write his crime novel.
His
He's a
crime
very
novel.
bad writer.
Yep.
And he has a housekeeper.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a wealthy man. He's got a housekeeper
Oh,
in
yeah,
France.
right? Yeah.
First of all, he's got a place in France.
Yeah.
Does he have a place or is he just like
It
timeshare?
was
Like
it was
timeshare?
well, it was available at
Whatever.
a moment's notice.
It's nice. I can't buy a decent sweater though. What the fuck was he wearing in France that
Oh,
whole
it was
time? I don't
so
know why I was so
weird.
bothered by that sweater. I know I kept fixating on
It
that
was
sweater.
like a starry night.
It was weird.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
It
weird
was
things.
it was not fleece, not tweed.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
not
very
It was a
anything.
knit sweater with like it was like a black.
But with like
Sparkles.
sparkles or
I
something.
think
With, like,
the
a
English
white
wear
fleck.
different sweaters than us. I think we
It
have
was
to
a
accept
very
that.
British.
Very
sweater.
diplomatic of you,
Yes.
Okay.
So she was Portuguese.
Speaks
Yes.
nothing but.
Yes. And they. I was really upset with again. I think Beth's 100% right that this movie lacks subtlety.
Mm-hmm.
hey, let's have a story where people can't communicate, but really they fall in love anyway through the language of love.
Right.
And so, like...
And underwear.
Yeah, and underwear. So they'll each say things, and they will essentially be having a conversation.
Yeah.
But
LOL.
they don't know they're having a conversation. And, like, that joke is just so played out. Like, hey, we're in the pond. I hope there's not eels.
And then
Watch
she's-
out for the eels.
yeah.
Oh, you guys don't know they're...
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And then she goes away because I guess she has to go back and be a waitress, and he has to go home or something.
Right. Can't stay in France forever.
No, because he's got to go back and live his life.
Okay,
Right?
wait. But there are... Before that,
What have we missed?
they both, in their native tongues,
Yes.
tell each other that they love each other, essentially.
They're like, you're
Well,
nice.
the best part of my day is the driving you home, and the worst part of my day is leaving you, is what they say.
right.
Yeah. They
Okay,
lay it
that's
on
like,
thick.
yeah. They are saying that with their bodies and eyes, and then do not kiss. And that made me real mad.
Okay.
Because I felt like, because they don't speak the same language, the language of love
Right.
is what they should be
Right.
speaking, right? But instead, they just walk away from each other.
Okay, but let's...
Then, it happens again. She kisses him,
Yeah.
and then he doesn't do anything.
His heart is shattered. Ben. Also, he is a wealthy Anglo man who is worried about exploiting a Portuguese laborer
Who is already
for
in his
sex,
employ.
who is already clearly hard for money
Yeah.
because she's a waitress / housekeeper.
He drops
apparently.
her off at, like, the side of a freeway with people playing basketball behind a chain link fence.
There are
man.
dark-skinned men playing basketball where she lives. Need I say more?
But then they don't see each other again,
Yeah.
and then he shows up in her her hometown,
Little Portugal.
Yeah.
gathers every human that she's
Well,
ever
not
met,
on purpose.
and then proposes to, asks her to marry him.
Marriage her.
So
Yeah.
it goes from not kissing her back
Yeah.
to proposing.
Yeah.
And
First
a
he
long
learned-
distance
Oh.
proposal. She's standing at the top of the stairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do have that scene where they're taking the language classes.
Yes.
He's learning
Right,
Portuguese.
but they don't know
She's-
that the other one is
Right.
doing that. And
Right.
he, in, like, 2 weeks, he gets pretty good at Portuguese.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, just
that's
learned
real
the one
quick.
thing.
Like his sentence structure is not great.
Like,
but
no, yeah, they had some mumbles in there, but he's, like, speaking at, like, a pretty good clip.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
he memorized that. That's a
he
very
probably memorized it.
specific
That's true.
speech.
But the words were wrong too. It's like me, marriage, and habit, your house.
But, I mean...
Because the jokes, it's a comedy.
Okay, we can't all be fluent in another language, Dan.
We can't all be
Some
fluent
of us
in comedy.
struggle and didn't go to a bilingual school.
You lived in Japan.
Yeah, NBD. But I couldn't have proposed marriage to a Japanese girl
Sure.
after even 2 years of living there.
You could have looked up the words.
And they probably
could
could have. You
Google
probably
that.
you could have asked somebody. Probably.
Fine.
Because you knew people that were bilingual,
Sorry I didn't
right?
marry a Japanese
No, this took a weird turn. So he marries her after her dad yells at her fat sister.
And the sisters, you think, maybe they'll talk to each other.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
0%.
we've got a champion pose from Dan Linden.
Yep.
I cannot-
Hands in the air.
Yep.
I cannot believe this movie failed the
I
next Wallace
can't.
test.
Welcome to Brawleywood.
Brolywood, am
Bro-
I right?
Yeah, actually, it is definitely Brawleywood. It's like, here's the secretary in sexy lingerie for literally no reason. She's not even talking to Alan Rickman at that point.
Nope.
She's just in
She
her
is.
apartment.
It's
She
just
wearing
a...
the necklace at that point?
Yes, and it's just
Yeah.
to juxtapose her versus Emma Thompson's
Frumpy Emma.
fat suit. And the fat suit is like inconceivable. Like,
I don't even.
it's you
I
would
didn't
not
even
even
think
think she
she
was
was.
wearing one.
Was it just like she just put like on hip extenders or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
What was the?
We had to
I
read
don't
about
know.
it. Like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't know unless you were told by the internet.
That scene in the red underwear,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the camera angle or the fact that she approached the camera. It did remind me of Silence of the Lambs, where it comes forward and says, "Unbook me." It just like
You're saying
I don't know. It just popped into my head like strip down, low camera angle, walk towards the camera.
You were
Buffalo Bill.
saying that scene is supposed to subtly tell us that if Alan Rickman had followed through
Yeah.
on having sex with her, she would have thrown him in a pit in her basement
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
tried to make a suit out of his skin.
Yes,
Yeah.
Power suit.
Sure.
sure.
Colin
Cool. Colin Firth.
Firth nailed it.
Throw it in the trash.
Also
Next.
garbage. Hugh Grant.
PM.
He's the prime minister.
Yes.
I don't know. He's awkward around his.
He's Hugh Grant. You can just say
He loves his, like, assistant lady. Then she's harassed by the president of the United States.
Because why wouldn't she be,
Yeah.
right? America is
Yeah.
just a big old dick swinging through the UK.
Yep. Prime Minister sees this happen, and then he makes a grand speech in front of
Grand speech.
the President of the United States, a whole bunch of press, and the world
Yep.
that England doesn't need the United States to be their ally
Yeah.
anymore.
It was like, this is a bad relationship.
Yeah, we are cutting diplomatic ties.
Yeah,
The
basically.
British loved it.
Loved
a
it.
little
Yeah.
too much. It worries me a bit.
Well,
how much they loved it.
he did list like 24 things that everyone knows about
Yeah.
England.
They're like Beatles.
Shakespeare. Other stuff.
List done.
Yep.
Then she kind of smiles in the
Yeah.
audience. She sees it, and then he
Right.
sends her away.
Because he's worried. He's like, I don't want a scandal. I don't want to be embroiled in a scandal my first week. And also, by some magic of fiction, I'm apparently actually genuinely loved by the British people, which I don't think has happened with a prime minister for a good 20 years.
Yeah, actually not bad moves on his part. He's like
He's
a
trying to be
professional
pro.
prime minister. He's
He's
like,
trying to be pro.
I want to
Except-
bang this girl,
Right.
so I'll get her moved so
Yeah.
that's gone.
He's a pro when it comes to avoiding a scandal with his staff. Not a pro when it comes to starting a trade war with the United States.
Sure, yeah. He did it all for love, though,
Well, okay.
which he's not going to act on, but then does later.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
On
she
Christmas
then sends him a Christmas card
Yeah, right.
that essentially is like, "Sorry that I was harassed."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, I love you. I'm gonna go to everyone's house
Yeah,
and
including Lady Buffalo Bill.
Yep.
yeah, Lady Buffalo."
Ooh,
Bill.
and that's probably why she was so thirsty to get him in that house. Like, if I can wear the prime minister's skin, I'll be unstoppable.
Then they're all heading to the holiday
Pageant.
Which
pageant.
is maybe the scene that I remember with a bunch of people
Right.
in a hallway in a
Yes.
green costume.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Their
after-
front foyer
yeah,
is
yeah,
very narrow, and
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of people stacked up,
jammed in.
and then Natalie's in the back,
Yep.
and there's Hugh Grant.
Yep.
It might still be from Bridget Jones' Diary, also,
Sure.
for all I know.
But they are in the car with a kid wearing an octopus.
Excellent costume.
Yeah, it's really
Greenish.
good,
Green.
and it's green.
We'll say
So
Right. And then Beth got charmed by Hugh Grant and Natalie's kiss
Yeah.
Yep.
under the sign.
And presumably they fall in love.
Well, we know they fall in love
Oh,
because
yeah.
she runs at him at the airport at the end.
Oh, that's right.
And they're like, they don't even care about scandal anymore. Like, we're just
Yeah,
gonna
they're over
kiss all hard while
Just-
the cameras are flashing.
Yeah, grab your ass.
Yeah.
I will say that his security team is terrible
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she runs
Just
from
goes
a
for
crowd
it.
of people towards the prime minister, and they do
Well, when
nothing.
we-
Maybe they're that good. They're like, not a threat.
Because they know.
They already know.
They already
Yeah.
sussed it.
They already
She's
were
vetted.
like,
She's
"Hey, there
vetted.
she is."
They vetted her.
Yeah.
What if she's been trying to steal his heart so she can?
What if she works for Al Qaeda?
What if she
Yeah.
doesn't works for America?
This is a post 9/11 world,
Right.
as we know.
As we know from
the
the narrator.
opening, where they check when the towers fell
Oh boy.
when talking about love.
They name checked 9/11, you
I
guys.
can't. I couldn't even. It's like within like the first minute of the movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't even believe it. I think I gasped.
Right. Which honestly makes this movie more infuriating because that means that this dude or someone who produced this movie is literally their motivation was literally like, the world is in pain because of September 11th. Let's make a beautiful movie about romance and Christmas. Ugh.
And it's set at an airport at the beginning and the end.
Oh, right, to show that airports are still cool.
They're
guys.
safe
Don't
and they're
worry.
about love.
You can hug each other
Don't
at
be
airports.
afraid in
And
an
if you're an
airport.
adorable child who,
Who is white?
yes,
Feel free.
feel free to just run through that airport, knock over security guards, and you will not get
be
tased
shot.
or shot in the back.
Oh, boy.
Great. Prime Minister.
And part of Taken's story. We just ruined the end of Taken's story.
Garbage.
Oh.
Liam Neeson.
Garbage with one charming moment for
Yeah.
Beth.
Yeah.
One charm garbage.
A little one charm garbage.
Liam Neeson, his wife
Is dead.
is dead.
Oh,
Oh, that was
hard.
rough.
Yeah.
that was hard.
6 years prior to his actual wife dying.
Right.
He's talking about his wife dying in this garbage movie.
Yeah. He is the stepfather of Kid.
Yeah.
So now he is left with stepfather, and Liam Neeson's like, what do I do with this child?
And not just any kid, it's Game of Thrones kid.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jojen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The green seer.
Yeah. And I think we essentially nailed it. That
Yeah, he's
his
in love with
son
the
is
peer.
in love with the coolest girl in school.
And the most talented, that
Yes.
voice.
Yeah,
Oh,
that voice.
2003,
Young Mariah.
right?
So they enact a plan for the kid to fall in love. Who cares?
He
The
learns
plan
how to play
is
drums.
yes.
She sings a song. He plays drums. Everyone's happy.
Yep.
Then at the end,
It all works. He breaks
They're
our
out
At
of
security
one
rules.
point, there's just a lot of stuff in that storyline of people talking inappropriately in like a mannish buck up kind of way.
Yeah.
Like Emma Thompson
Oh
is
yeah,
like,
tells him not to be a sissy
Not
because
to
no
be-
one will bang him if he's crying.
yeah,
That was weird.
And then at the end, he's hanging out with his son, and he's like, "Well, if Claudia Schiffer shows up, you're gonna be a street urchin because we're gonna want to make love in every room in the house, including your room."
Yeah.
he says this to like a 6-year-old child.
I
He's
mean,
not-
maybe
Being
8.
cool.
Yeah, I
He's
thought
a cool dad.
I thought the premise was
Oh,
like he's just
that's
trying
not
to be he's just trying to bro it up with his stepson because now they only have each other.
Yeah.
And they're not I mean, we don't know how long they were married
If
before the wife
If your
died.
dad said anything like that to you,
Yeah.
would you be like, "Cool, Dad"?
I don't know. I don't have a stepdad.
Oh, that's true.
I do, and he would say something like that.
And would you just be like, cool?
I would feel a little uncomfortable, but I would laugh because he's a cool dude.
All right, fair enough.
And then there's a mildly funny joke where he says he has to, I don't know, date Claudia Schiffer, and then she does show up.
But it's not
Not
her.
her.
It's
She
her
looks
playing
exactly like her.
a lady, a woman who
Yeah.
owns, a woman who has a child in the school that he
Yeah,
attends.
and they bump into each other, and then flash forward, they're dating.
Yeah.
Or at least hanging out at the airport together.
Is that one of my bets? That he thought? No, it was. I guess
We
it was
talked about
her
Mother
mom,
Love.
but it was
You
Mother
guessed
Love.
that he would fall in with the mother of the girl
Yeah.
that the kid
Okay,
had a crush
I
on.
was
Right,
That's-
not quite.
You didn't
that
actually
woven
get to
together.
talk to or meet the parents of the singing lady. That
No, they were at
they were
the
just
airport.
there.
They're at the
Oh,
airport.
yet another example of the girl kissing the boy.
Yeah,
Yep.
she ran
Ugh.
back. He had the grand gesture,
Yep.
and then
And then she did the kiss. That's how it goes. That's the formula.
Yeah, it is the formula. Oh, it is.
Grand gesture.
then
Yes.
she pulls the trigger.
Yep.
Right. Oh, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yep.
Martin Freeman.
Oh, there you go. That one. No, did she kind of make the gesture too?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, their stuff starts out kind of.
That's the humor.
I hated that.
That's the
whole
humor
story.
about it.
I don't
It
know
made
why-
me feel uncomfortable.
I think they could have. I think Martin Freeman's great. The storyline was fine, but
Sure.
I think they could have completely cut it out.
Absolutely.
It's. I mean, they could have cut them all out, but this one's like there's nothing there really.
No,
And
it's
they
literally
didn't-
one joke interspersed throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like they are pretending to have sex for lighting.
Hey, we got this R rating. We gotta show some boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what that was there for.
Boobs.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't.
the joke.
Well, it's like the old British, like, let's pretend this isn't awkward.
Yeah.
Which A Fish Called Wanda does very effectively. It was great. It was fine in this movie too, but it didn't add very much. And I will say, of all the actors that I love, I feel like he didn't get that much opportunity to be anything but awkward.
Sure. But that triumphant jump off the steps at the end, right?
That was very cute.
That was great.
Yeah.
Charming moment number 2.
Yep.
Yep.
Martin
That
Freeman hopping those steps.
Yep.
That jump.
Did we even explain that one? It doesn't matter. They
Doesn't
pretend to have
matter.
sex because of
No
stand-ins,
one's
and
ever gonna watch
then
this
they
movie.
decide they like each other, but then they're very chaste because they just spent the entire month pretending to have sex with each other. So it's like, oh, we're just gonna kiss, and then we'll go to this child's pageant for some reason,
Yeah.
even though
They're
they
in
didn't
the
seem to be
child's
related to any of those kids.
And then they're getting married by the end of the
that's
movie.
right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, ring around the finger.
Yeah.
You put a ring on it.
They're also at the airport for some
Because
reason.
they're going on their honeymoon.
Oh,
They just happen to walk by to say hi to their friend.
Okay, I get it
Why
now.
can't it be 6 months later? That seems
I
more
don't know.
realistic.
I think because here's what I think happened. I think they had the little kid airport scene.
Yeah.
And then they had guy comes back from Wisconsin with supermodels,
Yeah.
right? And then they were like, well, now they all have to be at the airport at the end because we need to end the movie with guy coming back from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So they just had to shoehorn every other story into the airport. That's my guess.
Well, it's well worth it.
I just covered the Wisconsin guy's story too.
Yeah, he
So
goes to
we're good.
Wisconsin, has a 5-way, comes back.
Whoa.
I mean,
Pretty much.
The humor of it is that that is the plot line.
Yeah.
The end.
Oh, but January Jones.
TV's January Jones. TV and films. January Jones. TV and films.
The best acting I've ever seen her do.
Sure. Alicia Cuthbert.
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 Yes.
Alicia Cuthbert.
Cuth?
Nailed it. That was true.
Yep.
Correct.
And,
And
Some other
some other lady that I'm
and then
sure is probably also
Shannon
well
Elizabeth was
with
the,
a
was the
terrible.
the worst Southern accent I've ever heard.
Why did she have a cowboy accent if he was in Milwaukee?
What? There
She's
was-
the Budweiser of Milwaukee women.
Oh,
She just
that
doesn't
was
even.
it.
who knows?
Because it's a British movie, they probably don't understand.
Oh, the joke is
accents.
America's all cowboys and supermodels. Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
Fair enough. Bill Nighy, washed
Oh my
up pop
God, there's
actor.
I'm
We had
Those
two
are-
more.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna say
last one.
I'm gonna say for the record, I thought Bill Nighy was delightful. Like his particular performance, like the character he was given, I think he nailed it. He had all the weird nuances because he's supposed to be a struggling heroin addict who's sober and trying to make his music career come back by doing a shitty Christmas song. I thought he himself did great.
Sure. Here's my problem with this vignette.
Yep.
It should be about him realizing that he loves his manager, who is his friend.
Yeah, like the
platonically.
one guy who stuck with him through his whole.
That's the end of it, right?
Yep.
He comes, he realizes that. Nothing prior to that builds to that at all.
No.
Anyway.
No. It's like there's like several cutaways of him saying something inappropriate and his manager going like, ugh, and rolling his eyes. Like another gaffe.
That's not what it builds toward
No.
in any way. So why?
Except
Yeah.
for there's that one line where he's like, I could hang out with my fat manager, but instead
Yeah.
I'm going to go to a cool party.
Another fat
And the
joke.
manager looks somewhat genuinely crestfallen.
Yeah.
But we were led to
Then why
believe.
can't he just invite his manager
That's what I
to
don't
Elton
get.
John's house?
Isn't that how those kind of parties work? Like, hey, I just come to Elton John's house with me. Like, isn't that the
It
whole
was just
point?
cheaper because honestly, is there a reason they couldn't be on the balcony of
At the party.
At the party.
Also, Elton John called him on Christmas Eve and invited him to his house.
Yes.
Like he's
Because
not
he got
Because he got the number
Christmas.
one Christmas single.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's
who's
not how
having
that
these
works.
giant parties? Like who?
We don't know how Elton John
has
thinks.
a pageant on Christmas
true.
Eve.
Elton
Who?
John.
I mean, like the school had a pageant on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Nobody does that.
Maybe
That's like
Elton
December
John.
12th, maybe.
Elton John was like, "I want
He's-
something for the kids too. I'm going to fund your school
That's an Elton John
if you
production.
do a Christmas passion on
Oh,
Christmas
this
Eve,
makes so much
while
more
I have
sense.
a rockin' party."
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
For all the normals.
Cool. Laura Linney.
Okay,
Oh.
this one was actually just confusing to me.
Laura Linney works for Alan Rickman.
Sexual harassment immediately, inappropriate HR conversations.
Yeah, wow.
He's like, hey, you've
Oh,
been in love with
yeah.
this dude since day one. Go bang him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
And she's like, oh, everybody knows I want to bang? And he's like, everybody, do it.
Yeah.
Even Carl? Yes, do it.
So then they proceed to not pull the trigger on anything
No.
until
That party
the party.
And then he gets real fresh.
Yeah.
plays with her hair while they dance.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that part.
Oh, and then she refuses to play with his hair because, as Molly pointed out, it is terrifying and unnatural. His haircut is so weird.
It is a weird haircut.
It looks like a wig, but I don't think it was.
And then they end up back at her place.
And they are going to go to town.
Yeah.
They are going to Pound Town.
She gets
Express tram.
half nude.
Yeah.
They bang? Answer no.
No.
Then, twist, her brother,
Is crazy?
has
he's
mentally disabled or has mental health issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is in a facility
Yes.
for those issues.
Yes.
And I don't know why they're in England for that, because she's American.
I think
by
she took a
themselves.
job with Alan Rickman's company,
Oh,
but
to
took
get
him
that-
along because their parents died.
Because of health insurance in
Probably,
America.
maybe, yeah.
And so-
2003, you
In
betcha.
2003, it was probably like, yeah, let's go to England to take care of this guy.
And so that's another pretty weighty story of like,
Yeah.
I can't find love because I'm too held down by my brother who I
Yeah.
love, but
It's hard
I
to
have
deal with.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like kind of some pretty violent, like not pretty, he's violent.
He just
in
has,
some
he has
manner.
like bouts of, yeah.
And so John Stamos,
Is that who we've decided it
It's
is?
Carl.
that's what it looks
Got
like.
Uncle Jesse hair.
Yeah, like wants to bang,
Yeah.
bad,
Real bad.
but like not bad enough to put up with
Phone calls.
phone calls. I think he gets that
Okay.
like he's not going to be a priority.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so in the middle, they're engaged. Not engaged to wed, but like...
yeah,
Express
Just-
tram to
yeah.
Pound Town.
Yeah, there you go.
halfway down.
Her phone rings, and she stops to answer it. It's her brother.
Yeah.
And then she explains why she had to answer it. And he's like, okay. And then they start kissing again. And then her phone rings again. And then they're both like, well, now we can never be in love.
Right.
It did not make sense to me at all.
Yeah.
Again, it lacks totally. This is the story. Hey, someone wants to fall in love, but they can't because they have family obligation.
Right.
Okay, we've showed that family obligation. Now we can say they can't be in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had their conclusion was just like, she's just gonna take care of her brother.
They didn't even get an airport
Sad.
scene.
No, a sad scarf.
That's not how love works, you guys. If he loved her, he would say, I will be here for you and support you.
I actually was waiting for that when they cut to that scene where she's at the facility with her brother. I was waiting for Stamos to come and just like, hey guys, you want to hang out or something?
Like,
No.
Let's...
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Christmas. Let's hang out.
Yeah, on Christmas you tell the truth.
Oh.
And that was his truth.
His truth apparently was like, I just wanted to go to Pound Town.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
all he
gonna-
wanted.
Do you
Yeah.
think that was
I'm gonna
wrapped
get that
up at
Lynn.
some point, but the movie was so long that they had to cut something?
There was
they
a
were like, let's cut the end
30-minute
of the
scene.
story.
There was a 30-minute scene where Carl got to know her brother really well. Like, he would take care of him. He would sometimes take phone calls from him. It was really touching, but they're going to put it in Four Weddings and a Funeral too.
Okay.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as I get cut, just get put in a new movie.
Oh. It's grapple.
That's all of them.
That's all of them?
Oh, God, finally.
2003.
Yep.
None of us were right.
Nope.
No. Well, we'd all forgotten.
Got progressively more wrong.
Yeah, we'd all
Yeah.
forgotten that this movie was a direct response to the September 11th attack.
Oh, look, I came closest to 2004.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Dan was right that these were all heterosexual relationships.
Yep.
I thought we almost had Bill Nighy.
Right. There was a moment where
But they kind of no homoed each other.
they definitely know home with each other because the fat guy made a gay panic joke about like, you're at Elton John's house for 10 minutes and you're gay as a maypole or whatever he said, right?
It's a
Yeah.
meatball.
Meatball.
I heard maple.
I heard maple.
It's
That
like
makes way more
meatballs were
sense.
I
interesting.
heard maple or maple.
I think let's,
And I feel
like
like
maple tree?
Yeah.
Maybe in British culture, maple trees are like the symbol of homosexuality. Like the rainbow is just an American
Sure.
Then
thing.
they would just make fun of Canada all the time.
No, they probably do,
Oh,
right?
Drama.
wow. I
So
didn't know.
meatball?
Didn't mean to
Yeah.
bring up
Meatballs are
some-
like testicles.
Sure. Okay.
And gay.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
testicles.
Keep digging.
Right?
Sure. The point is, they bro hug it out. So
Yeah.
clearly, it's more like you're the only one who's like been there for me my whole
Yeah,
time.
no.
There was even at the beginning with hugging scenes at Heathrow Airport.
Yep.
It looked like there might be a
Oh, yeah.
lesbian hug,
No.
and it was not.
It's just two grandmas just
yeah,
being nice.
just being sweet,
Yeah.
which is nice
How do we
No,
know
good.
they're not older lesbians?
because it was a very.
It was like a friendly hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
wasn't
read
like-
that.
Yeah.
All right.
Read between the lines.
I wasn't paying attention.
Language of love.
Right.
I only
See?
speak Portuguese.
Ugh.
Was there a Stephen or Peter in this movie?
No, there's so many Collins. I wish I had chosen Colin.
Guys, Beth loved this movie.
I think she hated it even more than Tokyo Drift.
Oh, this is the worst movie that I've ever seen.
I don't know. I don't feel like it was that bad. It just like was nothing. It was just
Yeah.
like a
It was
like
exactly
a
what I
robot
expected
movie.
it to be.
It was a movie
Yeah.
a robot made.
Yep.
But like 8 movies, and then they cut all the good parts out of those 8 or 9.
Yeah. They
and
cut
crammed
them out and
together.
made the Taken trilogy.
Well,
Yeah.
if you were to give it a rating,
oh.
what would you give it?
What was our unit again?
Garbage. Units of garbage.
Oh, we changed it to
Changed it
units
to
of garbage? Okay.
Garbage.
I'll take it.
Something like garbage
All right.
scene or something.
Well,
Yeah.
I gave it 2 before.
Yeah.
I don't know, 1.5.
There you go.
It was bad.
What
but,
dropped it down to just a half point?
Um,
Like, what exact
I
moment did you lose
expected
that half point?
with 2. I expected a few moments of enjoyment or being charmed.
Yeah.
And I think I was bored the entire way through, but never really mad.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I blocked it out. I feel pretty good about 1.5 garbages.
Okay.
I realized towards the end of the movie that I have seen it about 3 years ago,
Okay.
which is fairly recent.
Yeah.
I clearly had lost all of it until reviewing it. I gave it 2 before, and I think.
You gave it 1 before
Well, that was smart. It was-
because you said there's no way to go lower than that.
That's true, but there is a zero.
And?
I feel like there were a couple of moments. Zero has to mean something. Zero has to be Freaky Friday. Because Freaky Friday was honestly like I truly I wanted to hurt the movie.
Yeah.
and with this one I was mostly bored and I really did check my LinkedIn messages, which is really saying something.
Yes,
guys.
it is.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it
This movie
is.
was pretty inoffensive. Like, there wasn't much...
I was pretty offended.
Really? I just feel like there's nothing to get excited about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, one garbage scene for me.
You're sticking to garbage?
Yeah.
Okay. What did I give it?
2.
Yeah. I'll stick with 2. I appreciated... What? What, Beth?
I can't believe you're giving this 2.
Hold on. Let me finish, for fuck's sake. 2 garbage scenes, because within that muck were a couple of trinkets named Bill Nighy, Emma Thompson, and Liam Neeson that with a little more polish and like 8 less storylines and a couple of rewrites were some pretty good performances by some consummate professional actors. 2 garbage.
Beth, you also gave it 2.
Okay,
Oh!
that's what I thought I would give it. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. Is that the saying?
Yep.
Yep.
But it really did its work of being 0. I'm giving it a big old 0.
Yes.
I hated it more than I hated Freaky Friday.
Wow.
Oh.
And for lots of reasons. But I thought
Number one.
as a rom-com,
Yeah.
it was not romantic or funny. I didn't laugh one time the entire movie. And I found it offensive in that I felt like I'm not a stupid person, and I felt like it was like insulting my intelligence at all points. It's like, see, now this is happening because they love each other, but they can't tell each other. Like, they explain everything. It's like, yes, I understand what's happening, and it was 2 hours of my life
Sure.
that I watched a bunch of people who were like supposed to be in love, not really be in love. They're like, oh, look at all the struggles they're having. Now they're in love. Like, oh, you guys.
Yes.
I hated this movie.
It's not great.
No, it was just a bland, quivering bowl of porridge.
So
of a movie.
pre-driving age Beth Gibbs
Yes.
was correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I feel better about myself now
Yeah.
because I remember really hating the movie.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe it was just because I was being like temperamental.
Well, and maybe your psyche was still an open wound from the horrors of September 11th.
Oh.
And just even sitting down to watch a romantic comedy just seemed like such a
Sure.
Yeah.
worthless exercise.
You weren't ready to love again.
No. Actually, the world is full of terrible people and violence.
But if you wait a month, you can marry Claudia Schiffer.
Yeah, it's fine. And the Iraqis will greet us as liberators, and we'll create a democratic outpost in the Middle East.
Oh, man.
Okay, here's my question though. So I just remember everyone being in love actually with this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a big movie and people will watch it during the holidays.
Yes.
And we all just watched it.
Yes.
What's
And
wrong
the
with
highest
us?
rating was a 2.
Right.
So why do people like this movie?
Because people are idiots, Beth.
Okay.
People want to love, and they find one of these 9 things maps onto their life or what
Exactly.
they want their life to be
Right.
easily enough. So they go, I loved it because that's what I am experiencing or what I want out of
Yeah.
my life.
Okay.
Or, again, the shattered remains of positive culture had been destroyed by Al-Qaeda and their terrorist attacks. So a salve of British charm and snow. Did it snow? You said there would be snow.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a little snow.
You got a snow kiss bet.
No snow.
Was
no
there
wonder I
even
hated
snow?
this movie.
It never actively snowed, I don't think.
Yeah, I think
That's what If there was snow in this movie, I would have liked it.
Does
Not
it
even
snow that
really.
much in London, though? That's a legitimate question.
I think a little bit.
Because their climate's different from ours, guys.
It's
What?
true. When he was in Wisconsin, there was snow.
Was it snowing?
No.
We wanted snowing. Like, there could have been, like, beautiful snow while he's having that four-way.
Sure, that would have been romantic.
Yeah.
But
Instead of just weird.
They just needed to ram on through to get their
Literally.
message. Did anybody bang in this movie? Yeah.
Colin.
Lots of
had a
people.
5-way.
Yeah.
Laura Linney, missed it. Alan Rickman, no,
Yeah.
missed it.
Thought about it.
Bill Nighy,
Well,
Probably.
Colin Firth's brother and
Ooh,
what's her
yeah.
name?
They definitely banged.
Yeah.
Or were
But
about to
did
bang.
they?
Ooh, they were about to, at least.
Yeah, I don't think.
No.
Oh, they probably did after.
Yeah.
Unless the brother was like, I can't be with you anymore.
Or he was like, he's going to France, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think we have really any like explicitly implied bangage.
Yeah.
I mean, there were the two people who were like the stand-ins, but
Pretending to bang.
Yeah, pretending to bang. That doesn't count. That's acting.
all
But
right.
the sexiest we got was the interrupted by mental health problems brother.
Yeah.
That's why this movie's garbage.
There's no sex. There's no sex scenes. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Well, other than the 5-way in Wisconsin.
Right. That was implied. So I think what I'm hearing is that love is real.
Love is real, actually.
We were all charmed by the wonders of
Are you listening at all?
Richard Curtis, right?
Probably.
Yes.
Who cares?
Whatever. We're going to watch this every year around this time.
No.
It's going to be a holiday tradition here at Totes
No.
Recall.
No.
And then we'll, watch the sequels, Taken 2, Taken 3.
Taken 3. The Taken. Well, speaking of star ratings, nailed it. It's time for our reoccurring segment where we, we're done with this movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were doing this movie, what?
Where if you think we deserve 5 garbages
Ooh.
or whatever rating, 5 romantic scenes,
Good stuff.
5 stars on iTunes, you can leave us a review and we will read it in the accent of the movie we watched or Nick Cage.
Right.
So I feel like there's a lot of British to mine from this.
yes.
Someone should do that.
Definitely.
Any volunteers?
I only have a chimney sweep accent, but I don't think anyone
I
enjoys.
was trying to think if I could do an Alan Rickman impression.
It's hard because
Freshman.
they were all within a certain range, but just
Alan
different enough.
Yeah,
Is this Alan Rickman?
that's great. You're doing
Go
it.
for it. Let's go with that. Let's just say it's Alan Rickman.
So great.
Nope. That's just
Keep going. Keep going.
I'm just doing a Jimmy Stewart.
Just
Hold
do
on.
British Jimmy Stewart.
So great. From Dude 25853. Besides the fact that this podcast is hilarious, just Jimmy Stewart.
Do it.
It's
Keep going.
also educational.
Ride the wave.
Question mark. They watch movies. Generally a part of the collective conscious, but oh, how our collective consciousness remembers. My favorite part is where they were when they first saw the movie. Awkward dad moment, anyone? I'm gonna get an Alan Rickman.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there.
Fantastic podcast. Just wish it was more than once a month. You guys can quit your day jobs, right?
Yeah.
God bless us, everyone.
What?
I
Who is that?
I don't have your money.
That's in Bill's house. And
Guys, I'm sorry about how much I hated this movie. I just feel
you
terrible.
hated it less than Beth.
Yep.
That
I'm
is
not
something.
apologizing.
Thank you for listening to Totes Recall. New episodes drop on the 15th of every month. You can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Totes Recall Pod. Subscribe on iTunes and leave a review. It helps more people find the show. Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. For more information, check out noisepicnic.com/totesrecall.